Yo, welcome back to another episode of Offside Culture. Shay, how's it?
Oh, well, on your side?
Yeah, good, bro. Another year, another Ballon d'Or. Um, in today's episode, we'll be discussing the Ballon d'Or. Let's get our opinion on that. We'll also be looking at some World 11 predictions for this year. And then I have a very interesting question to pose to you regarding Liverpool's big man, Big Van Dijk.
Let's kick off. So, Bob, the Ballon d'Or ceremony happened last week,
Yeah,
and it's quite obvious that
yeah,
Ousmane Dembele has won it.
yeah.
Do you think it is deserved?
Oh, I think so, man. I feel like Dembele absolutely killed it last season. He was the PSG frontman.
He was key in
He,
that attack.
exactly. Whenever PSG needed a big goal, he showed up with a big goal. I think he was
He was doing dirty work for them as well.
exactly like. Do you remember that pressing he had from
Yeah.
from the front? PSG had this aggressive style of pressing. It was fun to watch football. He was good on the eye. His
He stayed
fit
fit the whole
and
season.
his stats back up, the trophies that he's won with PSG last season. So for me, he was a clear winner, and I'm happy to see him win because I don't know if you remember his Dortmund and Barcelona days.
Yeah.
He really struggled with injury. Like he was this wonder kid that Barca bought from Dortmund. It didn't work out at Barcelona because he was always injured, always living in the shadow of
Yeah, big money moves in
yeah,
the shadow of Messi and
Neymar and the
Suarez.
pressure to
Yeah.
perform when Barcelona were going through a bit of a restructure in their team. For him to move to PSG when no one saw him at the beginning of last season to
I
be
mean,
this
again,
quality.
again, he was in the shadow of Mbappe at
Uh,
at a period.
exactly.
And who would have thought that Dembele would have won the Ballon d'Or before
Before
Mbappe?
Mbappe.
Like,
No
who
one.
would have thought
No one.
this?
So for me, based on reflection of the last season, oh, I was so happy. Like, I don't know if you watched the ceremony.
Yeah,
He thanked his mom.
yeah,
Mom came up, they're
it's
both
quite
crying
humble.
together. Like, for me, that extends a bit more than football, and I'm really happy that he won. Um, what do you think? Is
I
he a
think
clear winner?
I think the real debate, I agree.
Yeah.
I think he was influential in PSG's, winning all these titles.
Yeah.
Um, but the debate comes now with Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, so he finished second,
He
right?
finished second, but mainly because he's so good to watch.
Okay.
However, his stats don't really back up everything. It doesn't say the full picture, right?
So let me pull up his stats, right? So in the 24-25 season, Lamine Yamal, 21 goals, 26 assists. He's won obviously the La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the Super Copa.
Look, it's good
Those are
for a
good
kid.
stats. Those are
It's
good.
good for a kid of his age. It is insane. This is like throwing up Messi numbers.
I think I know where you're going with this.
But yes, Rafinha, he low-key got robbed.
I also think so. I mean, you mentioned it, right? Lamine Yamal was good on the eye. He helped Barcelona achieve what they achieved. They also achieved a treble in their own right. But there was another player at Barcelona who was good to watch.
Yeah, he was doing the same
Doing
numbers. Well, even better, he has 39 goals, 25 assists,
and
uh,
same trophies.
same trophies. He was also influential in the games.
Yeah, I agree with you. I
So, like, when it comes to Rafinha, and oh, look, Mo Salah was also up there.
yeah.
Um, he had, I think, 36 goals and 24 assists. They only won the league,
Hmm.
but he finished above Rafinha. So when it comes to like these accolades and stats, it's like a little bit,
Skewed.
yeah,
Like you just never know where and it comes down to this. What exactly is the criteria for winning a Ballon d'Or? Because as you said, you can be a stat merchant and win it. You could be good on the eye and win it. You could win more trophies and win it.
Yeah.
So where do you think the Ballon d'Or rankings should be defined as? Like what should be the biggest criteria in your opinion?
I think it should be um, influence that leads to titles.
Okay.
So not just necessarily you playing well. It leads to something. Um, which is why it was also strange last year where Vinicius won the Champions League, but Rodri won the Ballon d'Or.
Okay.
And look, Rodri is also influential, but it I don't know where to draw the line.
Yeah. I mean, if we had to break it down, and you rightly said, it should ultimately be, I guess you have to include a player's individual performance, right? You can't not ignore Dembele's 39 goals.
Right.
You can't not ignore even Salah's 36 goals, right? But it also has to be their influence on the team, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
So how did they influence their team maybe as a collective? And that's where you see Vitinha, Rodri winning or being higher up in the rankings despite not having the stats.
Right. Because I mean, it's not just about goals.
Yeah.
It's also about, the passing, defensive contribution,
Yeah.
things like that. But it makes me wonder, looking at stats so much, was this a cause of the Messi versus Ronaldo? Because they won everything
Sure.
and they were delivering.
Yeah, man. Like,
So
from
it basically means whoever won the most awards then, because their stats were both up there.
yeah, look, I think those two are just aliens, bro. And I feel like that time of the Ballon d'Or is like something you've got to segment and take it aside.
Yeah, it
Be-
was different.
It was crazy. Like you can't expect them not to win the Ballon d'Or, even if they, for example, didn't win a World Cup, because their performances on an individual basis were outstanding. I mean, I think Messi was scoring something close to 100 goals in a calendar year.
Yeah, he did that the one year.
It's crazy.
They both were like above 50 to 60 goals
Yeah,
every single season.
yeah. The records they were breaking on an individual basis were mad. I mean, Ronaldo breaking Champions League records, Messi breaking the most successful dribbles ever. I mean,
Yeah,
these
ridiculous numbers.
it's nuts. I
But
would
it's
I wouldn't say,
compare.
I wouldn't do it.
So basically, I've thought about it. Before Messi and Ronaldo, there were players
Yeah.
like Zidane.
Oh yeah.
He won it. The season he won it, he only had a total of 26 goal contributions in total the whole season.
Oh
But again, he was a wonder to watch. He was there in crucial games for France and
yeah.
Juventus. Again, Nedved, he didn't win the Champions League, but in that season he won it.
Oof, that's another debate because I do feel Thierry Henry was robbed.
He was robbed, but again, it comes back to this,
Yeah.
that the Ballon d'Or is now more exciting because it's not just about the stats.
So essentially what you're saying, so correct me if I'm wrong, are we happy that the Ronaldo Messi era is done?
It's a bit
It's bittersweet because at least now we have an opinion. As in
it's different. It's not obvious.
it's really not obvious.
And
I
that's
feel
the
like
nice thing.
it won't be obvious this year as well.
It's the beauty of the game because now it's not just about the players that win a trophy. It's about performances as well.
Correct, correct. I mean, I totally agree with you, and I want to ask you one more question before we end off the segment, right? Um, do you think a player's behavior, including things like sportsmanship
Ooh.
and their behavior off the pitch, their influence to the general public and their general image, do you think that plays a part in them having a higher ranking in the Ballon d'Or?
Look, I would like to believe it does.
Yeah.
Um, Mainly because football is not just like we said, it's not just about the numbers. It's
Yeah.
about, the player,
The culture.
the culture, what they stand for. Look, like you said, Dembele was super humble when he received the award,
Yeah.
thanking his mother and things. And
We've seen how much PR work that Salah does for like charity and for kids that have disabilities. Do you think
yeah,
all of that plays like a public image? Do you think that helps jurors vote
I
towards?
think so.
Okay.
And I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because public figures, they should be setting, a good example for the next generation and
Yeah.
for everyone that watches football and loves football.
And if you look at most winners of the Ballon d'Or, they're usually good examples of not just professional people, but humble people off the pitch. Like a lot of people
And
have,
sportsmen, like they
yeah,
on the pitch, they fair, they
yeah. Well,
team players.
so like a lot of people have the opinion that CR7 is like super arrogant and,
Yeah.
but if you've seen him off the pitch, the work that he does for charity, the stories that he's done to help people, like,
Many of his ex-players that he's played with have come out and said,
yeah,
he's always inspiring.
yeah.
He's the last one to leave. Things like that. It sets a good example.
And I'm pretty sure it contributes to their votings in the Ballon d'Or ranking. So, I mean,
Would you change the top five before
this
we end
season,
off?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we have Dembele first, Lamine Yamal second, we have Vitinha third, Salah fourth, and Rafinha fifth. I would definitely change that order. So as I said, I thought Dembele was a clear winner.
Yeah.
I'll keep him as number one. I'm gonna say Rafinha second.
Oh,
I think he was more influential than Lamine was.
yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, there were times where he captained the side last season. Um, so for me, his influence was greater. I'm gonna keep Vitinha as third, just because of the way he controls that midfield. A general in the midfield, drives the midfield forward, breaks the lines, and he did it for PSG
And Portugal.
and Portugal, right? I'm going to put Salah fourth. I feel like Salah is very under-recognized for the work that he does for his team. And the stats that he threw out last season were nuts.
Yeah.
He was very, very influential in them winning the Premier League, but I mean, I guess he didn't rock up to the Champions League. And then I'm gonna put Yamal
Yamal.
first. Yeah, would you?
I would agree with that. The only difference is, um, I would put Vitinha second and Rafinha third.
Okay.
Mainly because Vitinha played a part in Portugal winning the Nations League. Look, I don't think it's a major trophy yet,
Yeah.
but it just shows that he can do it in multiple teams as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
It's not just his influence is not just situated around PSG. It's also carries into the international
Okay.
side of things.
Okay.
But yeah, that
Well,
pretty much
wraps up our
wraps
section
up.
on the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Comment and if
Let
you
us know what would your top five be.
if you agree with the top five.
Leading off from the Ballon d'Or talk,
Yeah.
it gives us a good way to link into our next segment, which is sort of predicting our own World 11
So for that would be for 2025.
2025. It hasn't come out yet, but
Yeah.
I can give it a shot. But there's some rules.
Okay.
We're only allowed to use one player from each club. And so it basically means we can't be picking the whole PSG squad.
That's extremely difficult because, as we just discussed from the Ballon d'Or rankings, it was dominated by PSG, Barca, and maybe a couple Liverpool.
Real Madrid players.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, challenging, but challenge accepted.
Okay.
So, where do you want to start off with a formation, or do you want to start off by just going through a team?
We can start off with
Discussing?
I think Dembele needs to go straight into it. That we need to lock that in
Okay, so
because there's so many PSG players. Let's
Okay.
lock in that Dembele is going to be in the team.
Okay, so if Dembele is going to be in the team, then I also think Rafinha needs to be in the team for me.
Okay, we can lock that in.
So we've
Those
got
are those
we've got
two key players.
okay, cool.
Eliminates all the PSG and Barca players.
I really think we need a formation here for some structure because I could just name like 7 strikers and
Okay.
3 defenders. So how about this? How about I have a feeling that it's going to be really hard to come up with, like 4 midfielders. So I think we limit the midfielders and we pack the strikers. So I'm thinking of 4-3-3.
Okay, we can work with that.
Okay. So we've got Dembele on the one wing. Do we have a striker? Who do you think we should put up there? I mean, there's options, right? Well, there's not really that much.
Mbappe,
Mbappe, yeah.
Gyökeres was a shot. He won
Do
best
he actually
striker.
won best striker?
Okay.
And okay, well, here's a suggestion. Do we lock in both Gyökeres and Mbappe?
We can because then it would. I mean, Gyökeres played for Sporting last season,
Yeah.
so it's not so bad.
Yeah, so we still have Arsenal in the locker, and I think Mbappe was.
Okay, so our front three is locked in. Basically, Dembele, Gyökeres, and Mbappe.
Fine. And remember that I've locked in Rafinha, so he's got to sort of play behind him.
Yeah, he would play like a sort of a 10 role.
Okay, cool. I have another 10 that I want to propose to you. And maybe he'll play next to Rafinha, I guess. So we'll just have maybe one holding midfielder. But I'm thinking Cole Palmer has to be in it. Hear me out.
Oh, yeah,
not
comes the Chelsea bias.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's not because of Chelsea bias. It's because Conference League, that final where we were losing.
Okay,
He finished top 10 in the Ballon d'Or rankings.
he did.
And he
The Club World Cup.
against PSG.
I could see it.
And we need to lock in players from other
different
clubs.
Okay, it can work. Okay, so we got 2 10s.
We've got 2 10s.
And-
Let's move to centre
and
backs because we really need to.
Wait, but since you're locking in
Okay.
a Chelsea boy,
Okay.
I think I'm gonna lock in Scott McTominay.
Oh my God. Okay, well, look, oh wow.
He
Jeez.
finished, I think, in the top 20 of the Ballon d'Or.
Really?
Yeah. He had an amazing season with
He
Napoli.
did. They won the league, right?
Yeah.
And he can be our CDM.
He can hold our midfield.
Is there anyone else you'd consider? What about Declan Rice?
But you see, the
Gravenberch.
reason why I don't want to go down there is because of
do you
the
think
centre-back.
we need them in
I
defense?
think we need to save them for defense because both those teams were defensively sound.
Okay. Is there anyone else in CDM that we're missing? Well,
we can't choose
we can't use Jean Neves, we can't use Vitinha.
Yeah.
We've already locked in Dembele. So McTominay actually is a really good shout. Kudos for you
works.
for that one. I really didn't even think of that.
It works. Okay.
Let's go goalkeeper because I really don't know who to go here because we could maybe use
Who
Edison.
won? I don't think so. They didn't even win anything last season.
Yeah.
What if we think about who won trophies in the other leagues? Neuer didn't really have a good season, so I don't want to really.
Heard of.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to find someone a bit low key who had a decently good season. Inter Milan had Jan Sommer.
he is definitely a shout. Do you want to consider Jan Oblak? They also didn't really win anything.
Inter at least made the semis, right?
Yeah,
Or did they make the final?
they
The
made
fun. Just as a final. They were in the final. So I rate we give Jan Sommer. Look, they were, as you mentioned before, defensively sound. Inter didn't look like they would concede many goals in the Champions League.
Yeah.
I think we have to lock in Jan Sommer only because some of the big boys have to come in defense. What do you think?
Yeah,
Are you happy
I
with
think we know we're saving
that? Yeah.
Liverpool and Arsenal for our two centre back.
I guess the audience can guess who we're thinking about.
Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
We'll comment about that later.
Yeah.
But he was not bad last season.
No, he was.
He had a good season
Yeah.
for Liverpool. And I would like to say Gabriel over Saliba.
I'm also a bigger fan of Gabriel, left footer for me always. He seemed more controlling of the back line. Like Saliba is very elegant and, pass the ball move, Rolls Royce kind of defender, but Gabriel is like hardcore, reminds me of an older Premier League gen defender. Great aerial threat, carries the defense a bit more. So I'm gonna go Gabriel as well.
Okay.
And these are
Now,
our fullbacks.
This is the biggest issue because we've
Have no.
locked in most of the best teams in the world. So
Ideally, if you could pick another club, if you could pick another player from the same club, I'm guessing you would be picking from PSG again for the fullbacks.
It's
no-brainer, right?
Nuno Mendes and Hakimi were arguably the best defenders.
And because we don't want to get the audience upset, please note that we have to pick one player per club, and we've already used PSG.
Real Madrid are gone. No Jules Koundé from Barca.
No Cucurella.
No Cucurella. I mean,
maybe
he did win the
conference and Club World Cup. So who are we going? Let's go with the right back. I don't know.
I would like to maybe say Jeremy Frimpong.
Okay. I mean, Leverkusen have been really good the last couple of years.
Yeah.
We could even, I could just, if I was coaching this team, I could even ask Jeremy Frimpong to play further up if there was any injuries, because he does play right wing as well. So I like Frimpong, and that eats up a Leverkusen spot, so that's safe.
Yeah.
Then we need.
But left back is a real issue. I can't picture a good left back.
Would you consider Guardiola?
Not really. He wasn't even in the PFA team of the year.
Who was the left back PFA team? Was it?
I think it was Kerkez. Kerkez is a shot.
And now he plays for Liverpool, but it would be considered fair because he would have.
He was Bournemouth. Is there anyone else who would like to consider?
There's absolutely no one that I can think of.
Theo Hernandez.
Milan didn't have that great of a season. I would honestly rather put DeMarco, but we've already used an into spot.
Yeah.
So Kerkez it is?
Yeah, Alphonso Davies was injured most of the season last year.
Yeah. Kerkez it is for me.
Yeah.
We're locking it in.
So this is the team.
So if we start in goals, we have Jan Sommer in goals. We have our right back Frimpong, left centre back Virgil van Dijk. Right centre back Gabriel, left back Kerkez.
Scott McTominay in CDM, Cole Palmer and Rafinha in
the 10s.
They share the 10s.
Yeah.
Then Dembele up front with Gyökeres and Kylian Mbappe.
That looks like a solid team to me.
It works.
And I mean, both Rafinha and Palmer have good work rate. Hopefully, they can help the team in defense. But that defense looks crazy.
I'm very happy with this team, to be honest. We did struggle a little bit with the keeper and left back, but yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let us know if you would change anything to this team. So Shay, our last segment for today's episode is one that might cause a bit of controversy, one that either may gain us followers or one that we might lose.
We already mentioned it.
Yeah. Virgil van Dijk.
What is it that upsets you about this guy?
It's the recency bias, man. I'm so over Liverpool fans telling me that this dude is the greatest centre back that the Premier League has ever seen. I'm done with it. I can't handle that. And it was mentioned to me again in football this week.
Oh.
Someone wanted my take on Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool fan said he was the greatest.
I think he's good. But I don't think he's the greatest. And the issue starts with Jamie Carragher.
Yeah.
That who's never won a Prem.
Yep. Say it again. Say it out louder for those Liverpool fans.
He's running his mouth about it. Look, I am a Virgil fan, but I don't think he's near that GOAT status of centre backs, because the Prem has seen really rocks at the back.
And we can name them off the cuff. Are we really comparing Van Dijk to John Terry, to Rio Ferdinand, to Nemanja Vidic, to even Tony Adams?
Vincent Company?
Company. I mean,
All these players, like everyone's won a Premier League. Yeah.
a Premier League.
They've
At
won
least
it,
one.
yes.
Okay.
But the difference is the above players are able to do it
Consistent.
consistently. They are leaders for both team and country.
Yeah.
They were recognized as one
Okay.
of the best.
Let's not discredit Van Dijk. I don't want to discredit the work that he has done in the Prem, right?
Okay.
The first thing is that he is a leader. He captains Liverpool and he captains Netherlands.
Yeah.
Correct. But if we look at the rest of the aforementioned, John Terry's, Rio Ferdinand's, Vidic's, companies,
Tony Adam.
they also captained both national teams and their clubs. And as you said, the consistency is the most key. So we have a bit of stats here.
Okay.
Let's
Run through that.
let's run through stats. Let's become stat merchants because it's the only way to shut Liverpool fans up, I think. It's the only way to do it. So Van Dijk has won 2 Premier Leagues. First and foremost. John Terry has won 5. Van Dijk has won 2 Premier Leagues. Rio Ferdinand has won 6.
Oof. I can see where this is going.
Van Dijk has won 2 Premier League, Shay.
He's only won 2 Premier Leagues.
Vincent Company has won 4.
I know where this is going.
Vidic 5. Tony Adams
But
4.
can we also, like, are we really going to compare just their titles? Because, again, pretty much everyone there's won a Champions League as well, besides Company and Adams.
Yeah.
So that's not even a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, look, we must be careful of
Titles and comparing these players.
Yeah, and also we must be careful of whether we want to discuss Premier League legend or central defender legend.
Look, okay, let's start off with just comparing him to
the Premier League.
Because people are saying that he's the greatest centre back the Premier League has seen.
Yeah, which is absolute horse dust.
That stat that he had a few seasons ago, or that he went so many games without being dribbled by, I think it doesn't really show the type of player he was.
Yeah.
Because, he played in a team where they were defensively sound. The midfield were running riot for Klopp. I think John Terry is known for being, up there with the Mourinho team.
Yeah.
They went the longest time without conceding a goal.
Correct. It's also, and if you take it a step further, it's also the type of defender, right?
Yeah.
Virgil van Dijk has got that relaxed, nonchalant way of defending. He's got a bit of speed on his side and strength. But it begs the question, has he ever been properly tested in the Prem? We look at that era that we love comparing, the Terrys, the Ferdinands, Companies, Vidic, Adams. And we look at the striker profiles that those guys had to deal with. And they were monsters.
Yeah.
Absolute monsters. We're talking about Didier Drogba's. We're talking about
Fernando Torres.
Carlos Tevez. We're talking about
Wayne Rooney, Ronaldo.
Oh, come on, man.
Who's testing Van Dijk at the moment?
Jamie Vardy tested him last season, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know. Shane Long once dribbled past Van Dijk, and my thing is that, okay, cool. Van Dijk is.
And Semenyo was dribbling past him this season. He sat him down earlier this season.
So my thing is that, can you really compare the two players if it's different eras, different styles of football? And are we being too harsh on Van Dijk in this conversation when it is a different style of football now?
It is a bit harsh. I do think that.
So, in your opinion, would you put him?
But I don't think he's reached GOAT status yet. He needs to do it for another few more seasons. Look, I don't know how many seasons he may have, but I think he needs to prove himself in this season.
Yeah.
Liverpool have started off on a bad foot.
Mm.
Look, they've been winning games, but not through their defense. Whereas, those title winning teams that we think about,
Starts at the back.
it starts at the back. And yes, Van Dijk was that, but he was there for what, 2 seasons?
Correct.
John Terry and Vidic and Real Ferdinand were able to do it over a span of 10 years, maybe.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's the longevity and the amount of. I know people keep saying stats, but even if you look at stats, if you look at the clean sheet ratios, yes, Van Dijk is actually not bad up there with the clean sheet ratios, but the number of clean sheets that these guys have summited is ridiculous. You look at John Terry's got 214 clean sheets, is the most clean sheets by any Premier League defender.
Yeah.
Ferdinand 190, Tony Adams 115. I mean, Van Dijk has approximately, I think, between 100 and 110. I can't remember the exact stat, but and I guess he has another season or two left in him. And maybe that puts him right up there again.
But it would need,
It needs-
him performing this season, next season, until he leaves.
Exactly. And it needs to be coupled with another couple titles.
Yeah. I don't think he's GOAT status. He is a good defender. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think he's GOAT. And if we are talking GOAT, we can extend and compare him to, Sergio Ramos. Would you ever
No,
pick Virgil van Dijk over Sergio Ramos or,
no.
For that matter, Carlos Puyol?
Yeah. There's another striking resemblance that almost separates Van Dijk from these other defenders. And that is key moments.
Ooh.
You look at some of the guys that you've mentioned, Carlos Puyol, Sergio Ramos, John Terry. And I'm going to mention John Terry not a lot, not because of Chelsea bias, because we've seen it live. When the team needs you the most, who is the captain, the person at the back that steps up, makes a brave tackle, puts their body on the line, goes for goal from a corner, scores that goal, puts you back in the game? It's these kind of players.
Look, to argue with that, Van Dijk has done it in the FA Cup.
These guys have done it on Champions League stages.
Yeah, I guess.
That's for me is the difference. Do you remember Madrid against Atletico Madrid? 1-0 down till the 90th minute. Up steps Ramos from the corner, headers it, bottom corner, glancing header, and they go on to win the Champions League 4-1. It starts from people like that.
Are we not going to mention another key moment?
What's up? The John Terry slip.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
We got to mention that. Look, but the other part of it is that he still stood up and he went on with it.
Yeah, and he made up for it, right? We won the Champions League a few years later.
Yeah.
A slip.
They won the Prem.
I mean, yeah. They won. Yeah.
So I guess down moments also define you as a player.
Exactly.
And I think this season we will maybe see, if Van Dijk is really up there, because he's not looking as agile as he was a few seasons ago.
Yeah. I think in order for Van Dijk to be considered one of the greats, he needs to have more league titles. You mentioned some of the GOATs.
Yeah.
Ramos, 5 league titles alone. He has 2 Liga titles. Don't forget that Ramos went to PSG and won the league twice there. Thiago Silva, multiple. Puyol, 6 titles with Barca. Gerard Piqué, 8. Pepe maybe not so much, but Chiellini, 9 titles with Juventus. This is what I'm saying. It's like that separates almost the great from the best.
Yeah.
And I really, really, really think that Van Dijk
he's still got some work to put in.
The thing is that he still has a couple seasons in him. Let's see how that goes. But yeah, I know I've upset a few Liverpool fans today, If you disagree with me, I completely understand. I do want to reiterate that I don't think he's
A
I,
bad player.
yeah.
Just
It's a different style of football now, but I get the ick when you compare him to some of the legends of the game.
yeah.
And to me, he's not a legend.
I see where you're coming from, and I can agree because also at the moment there aren't many other centre backs that are doing amazing things in the Prem.
Yeah.
Look, there's the Arsenal boys. They are good defenders, but again,
They
no
haven't
one
won anything.
no one will consider them
Yeah.
because they haven't won anything.
So
Ruben Diaz has been up and down. Like he's had
pep rotations screws those defenders, let's be
one,
honest.
yeah, I guess so. But
So,
it takes more than just winning one title, two titles. You need to be doing it for years,
Exactly.
especially
exactly.
as a centre back,
As a
as a
captain,
leader.
as a captain, as a
Yeah.
leader. Yeah. So, I mean, Liverpool fans, we would like you guys to comment. We would really honestly
I
appreciate
think
it.
we're gonna get it, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see
Your take on it.
what Liverpool fans have to say because they are also biased.
Yeah, exactly. And you might say my Chelsea bias is also there, but then maybe we're in the same boat. So comment and let us know. But that basically wraps up our Van Dijk rant.
And I think it pretty much wraps up our episode for today. It's been a slightly longer episode.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed it. We do appreciate any subscriptions, likes. We are on all platforms, so definitely give us a follow and
Don't get caught offside.